Welcome to Huddle Up, brought to you by the Fields Huddle Group. Jaguars senior writer John Oehser, NFL Network analyst and former Jaguar Bucky Brooks, and senior reporter J.P. Shadrick bring you the latest on your Jacksonville Jaguars. Huddle Up starts right now.
Welcome in. It is Wednesday, December 18th. It's Huddle Up without Bucky Brooks today. J.P. Shadrick, John Oehser. And it's brought to you by Fields Auto Group Jacksonville. See Fields first, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. Go to fieldsauto.com. We'll have our last look at the Jets-Jaguars game. The blown assignments at the end. The first look at the Jaguars-Raiders matchup this week in Las Vegas. And Jaguars youth getting experience down the stretch with 3 games to go now in the 2024 regular season. Bucky Brooks in travel hell today. John Oehser is here with me, though, in the Hyundai Studios. Good afternoon, John.
The albatross has been lifted from the neck.
Really?
We are ready to go. We are ready to go.
This is when the show trends upward.
It's like when you lose 30 pounds and you go out there and you're just ready. I have been waiting for this.
Well, this is your time to shine, our time to shine on Bucky's show.
Let's go.
Let's talk a little ball. We're kind of dealing with the aftermath still of the Jets-Jaguars game, 32-25. We know all the blown coverage at the end. The offense showed early life. They ran the ball better. Brian Thomas Jr., Brenton Strange playing well. But as the season really has unfolded, the storyline's been the defense and their inability, and actually sometimes the offense, key moments late in games have been really the storyline of this team, offense and defense. This week, it was the defense, blown coverages, missed assignments, mental errors, and Devontae Adams puts up an all-time quarter against this team.
Yeah, he's still open. You know, Devontae Adams things. We've seen unbelievable stuff happen against this team. I don't want to say it's the most unbelievable, but it was up there. You sort of get tired after a while of when you're writing and analyzing a game, which we all have to do after games, of saying, well, this symbolizes the season because this was this. But it was the same sort of loss that they've had many, many times. The difference was they played well offensively, which they haven't done enough this year. But the defense gave up huge breakdown plays at the end of the game. This one where, it's... You almost have to try to have a guy that wide open. It's almost impressive in that sense. And then turn around and as well as Mac Jones played, at the end of the game, given a chance to get back in it, the offense couldn't make the play late, which again is big plays defensively explosive. That's if you're bullet pointing the season,
yes,
it's big plays given up defensively and not making big plays at the end of games. So does it symbolize the season? Probably no more than 7 or 8 other games.
Yeah, there's like 6, 7, 8 other ones that we could point to as well.
So it's almost not a microcosm. It's just what it is.
That's what they are.
And that was my hot take. We have hot takes on Jags AM.
Okay.
And that was the only hot take I could think of is this is, you've been saying it all year. You have to read my ozone every day. This is what this team is. It's not a very good team. It gives up a lot of big plays, has too many mental breakdowns for whatever reason. And people were in the press box they were sort of trying to figure it out. And I said, guys, they're not. Yeah, I wish this wasn't true, but they're not good. And bad teams figure out a way to lose games like that. And that's what they are. And I would love it if they weren't, but it's what they are.
Let's get to at least some of the positives on the Jags offense last week.
Which there were a lot of.
There were some, yes. And Mac Jones looked a little more in command than he had before through his first 2 touchdowns in a starting role with the Jaguars. Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby both ran pretty effectively in the game. Etienne was involved in the passing game too. Brian Thomas Jr., of course, just continues. The star continues to rise for him. He's closing in on 1,000 yards this season, 2 touchdown receptions, and then Brenton Strange. It's been A bit of a strange season for him. In the lineup, out of the lineup some. One game he had only 9 snaps. And now all of a sudden with Evan Ingram out and done for the year, he's getting fed the football a lot. And that's a good sign, when especially the young guys. Strange, second-year player. Thomas, obviously a rookie. Getting that experience, getting more time on task is never a bad thing.
It's a huge sign. I thought they did a nice job, JP, on Sunday of I don't know that I would call their performance overall offensively incredibly consistent for the whole game, but I think early on they did a lot of the screen, a lot of the short stuff. I thought they did a nice job of going away from tendencies. We hadn't really seen that out of them, and in this league, you can have some success for the short term going against tendency. It looked like the Jets sort of figured him out a little bit in the second half. But with this offense, I don't know that you're going to get 6 or 7 long drives in a game. But they got a few, and they took advantage of 2 of them and got the ball in the end zone and had 22 points, which I think most people would have thought that was the number they needed to get to give themselves a chance, and they did. So I thought an impressive job from Mac Jones of, in the moments where they had a chance to score, they scored, which is probably about as much as you can ask of this offense considering the personnel right now. 25 points is probably about as max as you're going to get. The other part of that I thought was you had Mac Jones put the ball in the air 46 times.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Considering his history here so far, if he throws 46 times, they're probably going to get a couple picks off that. I mean, that's probably too many for him to throw and expect there not to be a mistake or two, considering I don't know that he is able to push the ball downfield like Trevor could in terms of arm strength. I'm trying not to criticize him. I think that's what we've seen from him. Long-winded way of getting to Brenton Strange and Brian Thomas Jr. and Tank Bigsby really significant, because no matter what the organization looks like, Doug, Trent, whoever's making decisions, you don't have to go out short-term and address those spots. You've got a WR1. You've got a running back who you like, 2 running backs who can play.
Yeah, that's right. And
Brenton Strange is making an argument for being sort of the guy at that position.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I think you're finding some stuff that's really important.
By the way, we've been talking all season long, John, about fast starts or lack thereof on offense.
Yeah.
They scored a first drive touchdown.
First time
since the Obama administration, almost.
Yeah, pretty close. And only the 3rd first quarter touchdown.
Yeah.
Which when you're having to play uphill, which is what they've had to do all season. Remember, even the Patriots' victory is one of their 3 victories. They had to come from behind, and against Tennessee, they had to come from behind. It's a hard way to go, and they've had to go that way. But a credit to them the other day, they got that first drive touchdown. It makes you breathe so much easier. At the end of the first half, you don't feel like you're going uphill. And I thought that was really big, and we'll see if they can keep doing it.
We'll see, and they'll try to do it this week in Las Vegas against the Raiders. Pro Bowl voting and tickets are now live. So be sure to cast your vote for which Jags players you'd like to see there and secure your seat to see the NFL's biggest stars in Orlando this February. Go to Jaguars.com/Pro Bowl. We'll return with a look ahead to the Jaguars-Raiders matchup in Week 16 at Allegiant Stadium. It's Huddle Up with Bucky Brooks.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
It's game time, Jaguars fans, and Publix knows that football is all about pairings. A high-scoring offense paired with a stingy defense. A rocket-armed QB paired with a dynamic wide receiver. And at Publix, you can pair hot deli chicken tenders with savory dips, delicious sub platters with ice-cold beverages, and you can pair these tailgate essentials with an entire parking lot full of Jaguars fans chanting, Duval! Gear up for your tailgate at Publix, the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 Roller Grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
Looking for the perfect place to host a business trip, corporate group, or social gathering? Look no further than the award-winning Sheraton Jacksonville Hotel, proudly part of the Marriott family of hotels. Centrally located next to the St. John's Town Center off Gate Parkway in JTB, they offer everything you need, whether you're hosting a meeting or just unwinding with friends at the BC Grill and Patio. Discover unmatched comfort and convenience. Visit SheratonJacksonville.com for exclusive game day special rates and book your stay today.
Great player, good young player. Just his ability to separate, get open. Obviously, using him the right way, and just making plays for him. And he's a dynamic tight end.
He being Brock Bowers of the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome back. It's Huddle Up without Bucky Brooks, JP Shadrick, John Oehser. Bucky is in transit at the moment. Had a delay in Atlanta. Raise your hand if that's happened to you.
He's in some sort of trouble, isn't he?
I don't know. I'm not at liberty to say. Maybe he'll explain. Well, he won't be next week because it's Christmas. We won't have a show next week on Wednesday. Right. So we'll hear from him in 2 weeks, I suppose. Or you'll ask him in Vegas.
New Year's. I don't know if we'll have a show in 2 weeks, maybe.
Oh, maybe we won't then either.
So,
is this the last show of the year then? No, we'll have one at the end of the.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I can come up with something for January 8th if you want.
I was told Joe Fortunato says we're off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I can come up with some excuse for January 8th, we're clear.
It'll be
some new holiday.
Doing something else. Yeah.
But I'll see you. We'll see each other. So
we're here.
Yeah. So
we got other days of the week. It's
right.
not just Wednesday
right.
every day. I mean, we got things to do here. We'll hear from Bucky, though, on this program at least. In 3 weeks. Yes. We'll hear from him, of course, on Sunday on the Publix Tailgate Show with the pregame Huddle Up.
Pregame Huddle Up.
We always do that.
It's short, but
is it
just as sweet?
It's kind of long.
Yeah.
It's a little long.
Shorter than this.
It's a little long. No, I'm kidding. It's always a good segment leading into each ball game on the Publix Tailgate Show, and the ball game this week against the Las Vegas Raiders. They have the number 1 pick next year in the draft as of right now. They fought valiantly last week against a Falcons team that was just struggling to find their way. They've already changed the quarterback since that game the other night on Monday. The Falcons have. The Raiders have gone through a quarterback carousel this year. There's question marks there moving ahead. Will we see Carter Bradley, Gus's son? Possibility, who knows? I mean, and Max Crosby, the best defensive player on that team, really the heart and soul of that Raiders team, is out for the rest of the year. So that's what you're walking into. But Brock Bowers, as Doug Peterson talked about, their dynamic player, he's leading all rookies in receiving yardage this year in the NFL. And Brian Thomas Jr. is right behind him, just a few yards back.
Yeah, you got the two best pass catching rookies in the NFL in this game. So that's cool. I'll admit, you watch more college football than I do, JP, but I kind of thought Brock Bowers might struggle in the NFL because I didn't know he was such a dominant physical force at Georgia and so much better athletically, it looked like the guys he was playing against, that I thought, hey, once he gets to the NFL, gets bigger, stronger, can he overpower like he did at Georgia? You watch him. I mean, there were games where it was man against boys.
Well, and obviously it's translating so far.
Yeah. I mean, he's a really good player. Remember, there were a lot of people who wondered if the Jags might take him at, where were the Jags, 17 or 18. Mm-hmm. and it looked like he was going to get taken right before the Jags. And I was saying no, but he's a good pick no matter where you got him in the first round. And then, I think both of these guys are showing how much the game has changed, in the sense that 8-9 years ago, you sort of assumed that first-round rookies were going to come in and really struggle with the transition. I still think, meaning at those skill positions.
That's right.
I still think that's a factor, but clearly you're seeing now that guys can come in and make a huge impact early. And thankfully for these two teams, thankfully for this team, Brian Thomas Jr. is doing it.
Certainly, and that'd be nice to see him get over 1,000 yards, and should happen this week. It's just about 30-something yards away.
Well, and he's closing in, JP, on some numbers, double-digit touchdowns. I haven't looked up where they'd rank all time, but double-digit touchdowns for a rookie. And then if he gets, 250 yards, say, and gets to 1,200 yards receiving, which is not out of the realm of possibility considering how they're using him now, 1,200 yards and what would it be? Probably 77, 78 receptions with 10 touchdowns. That's a big time rookie year. And as much as we talked about just a second ago about how rookies can come in and play well, it still doesn't mean that he will look back on this season and say, I didn't even know what I was doing. Because there's so much to learn in terms of route running technique, in terms of reading what defenses are trying to do to you. So he's we've known since the beginning of the season how good he might end up being. But I think in a couple of years it's going to be, priority is him and Jimmy Smith, the two best receivers in this franchise's history. And he's not there yet, obviously, because Keenan had a great career here. Mm-hmm. So you've got to go a little bit to be ranked ahead of Keenan in terms of impact. But this kid's special.
Pop quiz. Who holds the record for most touchdowns scored by a rookie wide receiver in NFL history?
I would assume Moss, but maybe not.
It is Randy Moss.
Okay, yeah.
17 in 1998.
Yeah, he should have been the runner-up for Rookie of the Year that year.
Yeah, he was good.
Fred should have been Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's true.
But Randy Moss, it's
I don't know. At 17 touchdowns.
17's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Fred had 14 rushing and 2 receiving.
That's amazing
and,
too, actually.
Fred's rookie year, strong. I'll always believe that that's the one that Fred should have gotten that he didn't. Some of the Pro Bowls, I understand why Fred didn't get the Pro Bowls that he got because of other players having years. But Fred's rookie year, along about November or December, there was sort of this buzz that no way could Randy Moss not get it. And I remember those of us in Jacksonville kept saying, look, Fred's rookie year, that was the year that he had the 90-yarder. I think he had the 90-yarder against Miami to start off the game, or 80-yarder. Had the winning touchdown against Tampa that we've all seen. He had some big-time plays, and he should have been it. And that's what we're talking about during a 3-11 season.
That's where we are right now. One other note on this Raiders team that's Jacksonville-related. Kayvon Chazon is on this team in Vegas. 26 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 of those over the last 3 weeks. And he's had a tackle for loss in 4 straight games now. He's getting more and more time, and a former Jaguars draft pick and a high one.
Yeah, good for him. Kayvon, nice kid, and from day one here, just never could produce. Couldn't do it here. So I don't think very many fans who saw him over 4 years would say that there was a mistake made in not keeping him. You couldn't. And some guys just need a change of scenery. I don't know that he's ever going to be a 10-sack guy, but you play like he's playing now, and he can carve out a role for a couple more years, and good for him. I never got the impression that he didn't work hard. I never got the impression he didn't want it. It just didn't work out for him here. And, I'm glad for him that he's having a little bit of success.
As Josh Hines Allen just told us outside the locker room earlier, is like, I hope he has success next week.
Yeah.
Not this week.
And it's
what it is.
Not much more to say. And could have been the Gardner Minshew Bowl, but
could have been.
Yeah. 2 number 10 quarterbacks going at it.
Yeah.
Could have been.
That could have been.
Oh, it could have been.
Wow. One of these days. Maybe.
Pretty similar players, too.
Jags fans want customized Jaguars furniture for your home? Check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. We're back in a moment. Plenty ahead. It's Huddle Up without Bucky Brooks.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Anderson. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Anderson handles everything from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and superior process. It's the people, it's the process, it's the product. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off all windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The 2024 season is Pawsome. Register your pet for the Four-Legged Fan Club, presented by Forever Vets Animal Hospital. Your furry friend can access exclusive merchandise, events, and sweepstakes throughout the season. Fan club members will be automatically entered to win the Pet of the Game sweepstakes, with 2 Jags tickets and sideline passes for pet owners, and the chance for your pet to be featured on the video boards as Pet of the Game. Visit jaguars.com/promotions/Four-Legged Fan Club to sign up.
Listen up. Just like football, timing is everything. Only water your lawn when necessary. And always check the weather before turning on those sprinklers.
Save water, save money, and score big. It's a win-win.
Whether you're on the field or at home, we're all on the same team. Florida's water. It's worth saving. This message brought to you by the St. Johns River Water Management District. Visit sjrwmd.com for more information.
I think it can go one of 2 ways, right? If the players don't have that mindset, or if I don't have that mindset, it's going to set you back even further. But if you come into it and you embrace it, all right, we know our situation. We got it. We understand that. But I think these next 3 weeks really can set us up for the future, for the offseason, for next year, and how we can build and where we need to add pieces and all that kind of stuff. The development of our roster. But having guys like Brenton make those comments, I mean, those are the type of players you want, right? You want those football players that love being here in this building, soaking up football, soaking up ball, love being on the grass. Those are the guys that you can build your team around, and he's one of several, obviously, and many that we have on the team that can do that.
Head coach Doug Peterson, of course, earlier today, full press conference at Jaguars.com. Welcome back, JP Shadrick, John Oehser. Huddle Up without Bucky Brooks today. Ladies, join us at Everbank Stadium Sunday, December 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the lively and fun-filled Glitz and Blitz brunch. Enjoy delicious pastries, refreshing mimosas, and a special appearance by the Roar and a Jags legend. Grab your tickets now at jaguars.com/glitz and blitz. So what Doug Peterson's talking about there was referencing Brenton Strange wanting to obviously play, but wanting to do everything else leading into the game, the week of, being in here Monday, and the whole process of being ready week to week. And when you have a younger player like that, have that mindset, that's a good start. Certainly you got to go play and play well and do it, but if you have that as your baseline for a player, that's a good beginning.
Yeah, you would hope they all do, because you only get, it's the old cliche, right? You only get 18 of them. Yeah. You used to get 14 of them when I was a kid. But now you get
like the old days. Right.
Now you get 17 of them, and if you want to maximize your potential as a player in a team, then you need to know how to take the right approach. You need to be in here on Monday after a loss, making sure you know what to do on Wednesday after a loss and making sure you're ready. So I'm not surprised that Brenton said that on Sunday, because he's a guy who obviously wants to be good and this matters to him. So I do think there is there's the debate, right? Everybody's talking. I know my boy Pete Prisco keeps saying they ought to lose. They ought to lose.
Yeah, right. Loudly.
I get that for draft position, and I get that, on a logical level, there are times that's true. But for this team, to me, if 2 or 3 games left, if you win 2 of them and Tank Bigsby and Brenton Strange and Brian Thomas Jr. and Anton Harrison and, these young guys matter in them. If you feel like, Trayvon and Devon Hamilton and guys that are going to be back are mattering and there's something there that you like, then I think winning a couple and having those guys say, you know what, we're not a 3-11 core of players. We're an improving core of players. I do think that matters. I don't think I also, because if you're not picking number 1, which I don't think they're going to be doing, and you're not going after a quarterback, then it's about finding the right guy for you. How many times have we seen that the 10th pick is not necessarily a worse player than the 7th pick? Now, you'd always like to have a shot, because the earlier you pick, the better the guy's going to be. But is that more important than what we're talking about just now?
Yeah.
I think you have to worry about draft position later and try to win now.
Because
with young guys, you can't. Are you supposed to walk in and tell Brenton Strange, "Hey, hang this one up"?
Yeah, I mean, right. He's trying to play. It's his job, and then you don't know what's going to be there in the draft anyway. I mean,
right.
You have an idea, but you don't know. Guys can slide. Things can happen.
Right.
You can move. I mean, there's all kind of scenarios that come when the draft hits.
Yeah, so
let's save that for the next 4 months after.
It's fine to talk about, and I think we talked about it on the show last week, JP. It's fine to talk about it. We can debate it. It's good talk show fodder, and I'm sure Tony and Pete are entertaining talking about it.
Yeah, well, we put it off and put it off and put it off until they were mathematically eliminated. That's the rule, and then we started talking about it.
Right. So, but the reality is it's a conversation that it doesn't really matter, because the players and coaches aren't going to – they're going to try to win.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can talk about it all you want, but it doesn't feel like there's no decision to make.
No, right. And if they did on purpose do it, teams get eliminated draft picks and fines and all things.
As they
should.
Absolutely. As they should. Now, again, I do think the Jaguars will play younger players, but they're not going to play younger players and then say, hey, take a knee.
That's right.
Nor should they.
No,
and
you'll play.
So I understand the conversation. I've been part of the conversations for years in terms of talking about the ozone on these shows, but there's really not much point to it.
And by the way, it would be on both sides down the stretch here too. I mean, the Raiders are in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
The Titans are out of it.
Right.
The Colts are probably going to be out of it by the time we play them.
Yeah. So it's the age-old story. You saw even the Raiders the other night. Everybody out there saying, well, they're tanking. Well, they didn't look like they were tanking at the end of the game.
They didn't.
When they were throwing Hail Marys into the end zone trying to catch it.
That's right.
So it's just not a realistic conversation. Now, again, the Dolphins got docked for it a couple years back. But even then, it was evidently the owner talking about it, but they didn't do it.
Right.
So you just can't – coaches and players don't do it. It's not in their nature.
You can run the ball and make the clock go faster. I'll say that.
That I'm in favor of.
That's right.
That I'm in favor of.
Run the football.
Put ozone down for that.
We're back in a moment. We'll wrap it up on this Bucky-free show today. It's Huddle Up with Bucky Brooks.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Looking for the perfect place to host a business trip, corporate group, or social gathering? Look no further than the award-winning Sheraton Jacksonville Hotel, proudly part of the Marriott family of hotels. Centrally located next to the St. John's Town Center off Gate Parkway in JTB, they offer everything you need, whether you're hosting a meeting or just unwinding with friends at the BC Grill and Patio. Discover unmatched comfort and convenience. Visit SheratonJacksonville.com for exclusive game day special rates and book your stay today.
A quality replacement window made with Fibrex material, which is 2 times stronger than vinyl, delivered through a stress-free process. Welcome to Renewal by Anderson. Get the peace of mind knowing Renewal by Anderson handles everything from start to finish. With one call, you'll enjoy working with the best people, exclusive products, and superior process. It's the people, it's the process, it's the product. For a limited time, buy one, get one 40% off all windows and doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
The kick is up. It's good!
Score winning sub deals this Jaguar season at Firehouse Subs. Receive 50% off on any sub when the Jaguars kick a field goal of 40 yards or more. It's a bold deal for the bold city. Download the Firehouse Subs app for offer details. Redeemable only at participating Jacksonville and Orlando area restaurants. Only available in the Firehouse Subs app.
I mean, it's very challenging, but at the end of the day, we all honestly know this season is not the way we want to go, but we still don't lose those dreams of being a Super Bowl team. And we know in order to get there, we're going to have to win games like this in the future. So I feel like the best experience is teacher, and I feel like we keep getting enough of these. Finally, we're going to flip that switch, and then we'll figure it out. And then we'll be the team winning a bunch of one-score games. So I feel like we just keep learning lessons this year, but I feel like we're going to figure it out. And I feel like this learned experiences are going to help us in that area.
Travis Etienne Jr. earlier this week, and welcome back, JP Shadrick with John Oehser. Huddle Up without Bucky Brooks on this Wednesday, our final show in this calendar year, apparently.
Yeah, and a word about Travis getting the Good Guy Award. It's the media Good Guy Award.
From the Pro Football Writers of America, each team has, what do they call it?
A group of writers.
A group of writers, right.
Hacks, idiots. Yeah, so I'm proud to be one.
What am I thinking of? Anyway, yes.
An associate. And that award goes to the player who's most helpful with the media, who sort of doesn't mind it, takes it a little bit seriously. And that doesn't just mean something to the media. I think over time, as videos and interviews get streamed more, I think fans appreciate a player who will take the time to give some insight, who will try to be cordial and professional about it. Trevor got it his rookie year. Evan Engram, Christian Kirk. Yeah. I'll reveal my 3 votes. I voted for Trayvon, Travis first, I think, and then Foye Oluokun, because all 3 of those guys have really, I would say improved, but very helpful this year. And it's not easy to do during a tough season.
No,
so they don't do it to be nice to the media, because that's just not it. They do it from a feeling of, hey, the fans are important. We need to talk to them a little bit too. So credit to those 3 guys.
And it's not to say that they're always doing it with a smile, but they're always, like you said, it's a tough season. Maybe the game didn't go well, or they're not playing well, or they're banged up, or whatever the case is, but they're there answering the questions.
And especially post-game.
No doubt.
I want to say most of those 3 guys have talked after every game, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's not a pleasant thing to do. You're trying to get, you got players all around you. Everybody's ticked. So, again, it's appreciated for those guys.
And we just heard Travis there talking about, hey, how challenging is it day to day to come in and still continue and grind through the last month of the season, and that was his answer. He just has a big picture awareness of his role with the team, what it means, and I like hearing him say.
Well, he appreciates it. He got football taken away from him for a year. He also knows that he's a running back, and I've talked about this a little bit in the past. He knows that he's not going to play 15 years in this league. It's not a forever position, and I always get the idea of being around Travis and talking to him that he appreciates every moment he's got with this. He appreciates it. He dreamed of this, bad or good. He's living his dream, and I think there is a sense of, hey, a lot of people would love to be here. I'll share in that with fans a little bit if I can. So, good kid, and he's grown up a lot on that front, I think, in 2 or 3 years as he's matured as a person, which is what you do when you're between 22 and 26 years old.
No doubt about that. Huddle Up with Bucky Brooks brought to you by Fields Auto Group Jacksonville. See Fields first, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. Go to fieldsauto.com. Quick look at the playoff races. We start in the AFC, where Kansas City leads the way 13-1. Buffalo 11-3. Pittsburgh, they're at 10-4. And then Houston, of course, the AFC South champions, 9-5. Baltimore, Denver, and the LA Chargers, the current wild card teams. The Steelers-Ravens game should be a banger this week.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And, with KC and Buffalo, though, JP, I just kind of feel like on January 20th, Josh Allen's going to score 4 touchdowns and the Chiefs are going to win by 1. I mean, and it just feels like it's shaping up for that because he's unbelievable. I mean, he's having a year, a Lamar Jackson kind of year where just all of his team's offense, and there's more to that offense, but somehow the Chiefs are going to go 16-1.
They'll find a way somehow.
So it just kind of feels like that's your storyline going into that. And yes, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, maybe outside of Kansas City, and I'm probably leaving people out, but are there 2 better franchises in terms of just being there all the time, knowing what they are, sticking to their guns?
Super consistent.
Both coaches have been there since 1974. I mean, right. It's an impressive. Yeah. They're impressive organizations. They do a nice job.
Let's take a look at the NFC now before we get out of here. Detroit and Philly now 12-2. Detroit still at the top for the moment. Tampa Bay. Yeah, they're 8-6.
8-6, third seed.
And they're playing pretty good. LA Rams 8-6. Minnesota 12-2, and the wild card spot at the moment. Green Bay 10-4. Washington 9-5. So Detroit's just so beat up right now. They're running out of gas.
It's a shame because I don't want to say I like the Lions. I don't have much of an affinity for any team outside the Jaguars, but you sort of feel like that franchise has done it so well that you'd like to see them get a shot, and you feel like they sort of earned it. And it's like you said, with them being so beat up, all NFL teams love to say next man up. But there comes a point where your next man up are off the practice squad. And
that's right. Yeah.
That becomes tough to coach through and to next man up through and to will yourself through. And it sort of feels like that, I've been told by GMs I respect that it's a game of talent, but in the playoffs it's a game of attrition. And you're hoping to get to the playoffs with your quarterback intact and with healthy enough to make the matchups go in your favor. It feels like that's going to catch up with the Lions this year.
You say you don't have an affinity for any other team. That means you've given up your Washington Commanders?
I haven't had that since 94, 95. I mean,
okay.
Just
making sure.
I was a huge fan of that team growing up, but I honestly, I think the coach is the guy from Atlanta. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I couldn't tell you the record. I couldn't tell you the. I mean, who has time to be a fan of another team?
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
it's tough.
Roll Tide.
Well, no, I mean,
that's different.
They're not in the playoffs, John. So
that's
fair
right.
weather.
That's right.
By the way, this would have been final thought here. Jags Raiders coming up. This would have been the ultimate Bucky Brooks show because
it would have been.
The Jags and the Raiders are two of the teams that he contributes to,
and two of the teams he played for. I mean, Bucky has. I trust that he'll be pro Jags on Sunday.
Should be.
He will be.
Better be.
And with it being Christmas, JP, I mean, we won't see each other again until Christmas. I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. Also, I wanted to. I've seen this before. This is I
have seen this before.
Happy Holidays mug, JP, and you would think it's holidays. But there's a dog on the side. So here on it says, Happy Holidays.
Yeah, that's great. What's in that cup?
Old coffee.
Okay.
So happy holidays, everybody.
Same to you, John. Good show. It was a show, I guess.
It was a show.
Jags and the Raiders coming up this Sunday, 4:25 kickoff for the first time since 2020.
Is that right?
Yeah.
For the Jags?
Yeah, 4:25. They've had some 4:05 kicks.
I detest 4 o'clock starts.
This is the last one of the year.
Well, we'll see.
I think. Maybe
we get flex.
Maybe week 18.
Flex.
That's John Oehser. Our thanks to William Pease. Our thanks to Joe Fortunato, to Brent Reber, our entire crew. Thank you for watching Huddle Up with Bucky Brooks.